We're all alive here. It's time now for Game 2 of Ehome vs GoDz Esports, and it is an Ehome domination in the Dota 2 Asia Championships Asia Qualifier. They are 7-0 currently, yet to pick up their first loss. They've had some reasonably tough opponents as well. GoDz, no pushovers. This is a very tough Malaysian squad. They've also taken out the likes of Aces, one of the upcoming Vietnamese teams, which is probably one of the more expected wins. They beat Myth Trust as well as Speed Gaming. So I'd say the biggest win there is Speed Gaming, who've been in really good form lately. But definitely Ehome still have the tough opponents left. They haven't versed some of their Chinese brethren. They haven't versed CDEC, who is currently 7-3. They haven't versed Big God as well, the Burning Zhao 8 team. They haven't had to verse HGT, ZSMJ squad, who's just started playing their first matches today. And even some of these teams like Lai Gaming, Immortal Magneto Gaming, these other Chinese squads are pretty potent. So we'll see what's going to happen here. It's time now for game number 2. Ehome looking to continue their undefeated streak here in the Asia qualifiers. And oh boy, we get a Bloodseeker. That's a spicy little pick coming out from Inflame. That 71 coaching influence may be saying, look, let's go a bit out of the box. And if there's a team to draft unconventionally, I'm not surprised that it's a team that 7-1 is coaching after the decade days around TI4, where they were doing all kinds of new innovative things. Some of the first teams to pick up the Juggernaut. They were picking Jug before he got buffed. They were running him as a support and doing all kinds of weird, crazy things. So it's a Bloodseeker. We're going to see it paired up with an Ancient Apparition, Faceless Void to open things off. The synergy between the Void, the AA, pretty obvious, and something that's been run and picked for quite some time. For GoDz, though, it was a first pick Lycan, which is where the Void was partially picked, I want to say, having the Chronosphere, the lockdown that you can provide, and Bloodseeker against Lycan. Is that the counter to Lycan, the Bloodseeker? He ultis, you rupture him. He can't run. He has to stand still. Is this the Lycan counter? You have the Ancient Apparition, which, I mean, great against heals, which GoDz then went on to pick. They got a Dazzle, they got a Venge, a lot of armor. This is all minus armor. Dazzle, Weave, Vengeful Spirit, Wave of Terror, and Lycan could theoretically get a medallion for the team. Venge could get a medallion. Someone's getting a medallion. They're going physical damage. We'll see what Ehome look to do. They're probably going to look to pick up some kind of defensive heroes for this. The Void Chronosphere's already won. Phoenix would have been pretty nice. He's has that kind of escape and get out of ganks and whatnot, but we'll see what it's going to be now. For now, it's just the Bloodseeker. They see this minus armor strat coming their way, and we'll see what they decide to go for. I'm curious to see where Bloodseeker is run. I've seen it picked once by Vici Gaming. They ran it as a jungle farmer, and it was pretty ineffective. I think it's kind of more suited to actually laning, be it mid lane or safe lane farm. We'll see what they have in mind here as far as what these next couple of picks are going to be. So Ehome, 4th pick coming their way. And still need another support unless Bloodseeker's going to be in that 4th position jungle role. And it's going to be the Bristleback. So getting tanky heroes that can at least to some extent shrug it off the minus armor. But at the end of the day, you get enough minus armor, you have the physical damage of a Lycan. Something like a Bristleback could be made to look somewhat squishy. That's where he's going to have to fall back on that passive, ideally, to help keep himself alive. GoDz, well, I feel like they've got more than enough minus armor. We'll see if they look to go for any more, or if they have something else. Let me just check. Dota TV audio. Yeah, boy, we should be in Dota TV. I'm hoping we're in Dota TV. Not 100% sure on that one, but Dota TV is probably not synced up. We need to fix the delay, guys. So after this game, we will fix the stream delay such that we're synced up to Dota TV. For this game, you're going to have to bear with us. It's not going to be synced up perfectly on this game, but for following games, we'll sync things back up such that it works properly. But for now, Ehome versus GoDz, game number 2. You can hopefully sort things through here. So I've got game 2 coming up. Oh, there we go. I was just about to tweet about the match. I was like, man, I didn't tweet about this match. And KYX was there. He's like, all right, game 2 coming up. Here's the stream link. Easy retweet. Go follow KYX1 on Twitter. He's at Lee_KYXY, and he's going to be hopefully leading his team to victory here in game 2 against the undefeated Ehome squad, who are going to be trying to do so with an axe pick. I like the axe. It's a hero we're seeing more and more of recently, as GoDz going to put their faith in this hero as a good way of, keeping forces Bristleback to face you. That's one of the best parts about this hero, I feel. You call the Bristleback and he's got to face you, doesn't get the benefit of that passive anymore. Good lockdown with a blink initiation against Void, Bloodseeker. The more I see the Bristleback pick, it does make me think Bloodseeker could be a support. I feel like a Bloodseeker Bristle Void Tricor is just not all that strong. I mentioned the Rupture is one way of dealing with the Lycan, at least as a semi-counter for some of his mobility, to keep him in place when he goes in that ulti form, and that may put Lycan into more of a split-pushing role. And if he does do that, what have you really got to deal with him? You've got the Chronosphere Ice Blast to try and kill him off, but if he goes like Necrobooks and all that, it may be kind of pesky and annoying to deal with. So, we'll see Ehome, last pick coming their way. What is it going to be here? As that last pick is either going to be another core hero or another support to go with the Ancient Apparition, depending on how they want to run this Bloodseeker. For GoDz, Dazzle, Axe, a lot of potency with this lane. You've got to imagine those two likely to be paired together. Could even go full offensive Trialing if you want to. The Wave of Terror does amplify that Axe spin damage because of the minus armor. Could also set things up for a call with the Magic Missile. Lycan, a pretty capable mid-solo hero. Not many heroes that would give him problems unless you go like something like a Viper or really lane dominant in the mid lane. And Ehome probably considering what's going to come after this axe pick. They're probably wondering exactly what kind of shenanigans GoDz are up to. Are they going to go offensive trial lane? Are they going to run the Lycan solo mid? Do we want to pick a lane dominator to try and shut him down in that mid lane? But for now, the Viper ban from Ehome suggests they are expecting another solo hero out of GoDz, which definitely makes sense. That's kind of what's missing, be it like a side lane solo hero or a mid solo, depending on where they want to put the Lycan. But I feel like this is, I mean, you could Lycan safe lane, but if he's safe lane, he needs support. He doesn't really want to 1v1 a Bristleback. You could do the Venge Lycan together and the Dazzle Axe in the off lane and pick up a mid with like a 2-1-2 setup, which isn't bad, but I feel like a full offensive trialing with Dazzle, Venge, Axe, put the Lycan mid, get some kind of a solo safe lane hero, and look to just crush the lanes from there. But Wind Ranger, whoa! Wondering if this is going to be like a Mushi mid Wind Ranger. A hero that I feel kind of needs a lot of farm. I don't feel like you can run this hero too well as an offlane. I guess EGM will prove me wrong earlier today. His Wind Ranger made some big plays, but this is a hero I feel that needs at least some farm to do some good, or you need to play it like utility support, and then you're not relying on to have farm. If you're running as a core, it needs farm. I feel you do need some way to get the Windrunner some farm here. So we'll see exactly what Ehome have in mind. I wouldn't mind seeing a mid Wind Ranger from Mushi. Could be a hero somewhat suited to him. For GoDz, though, they'll see this and probably, I mean, I don't think it's going to really affect things too much for their last pick. It's not like, okay, we're going to deal with a Windrunner now. We've got to pick something a bit different. I think more than anything, they're going to try figure out what's the last piece of the puzzle for their lineup. What's missing? Like, what kind of play? Are they looking to push down a lot of towers using this Lycan split push? Do they want something to help give them a better 5-man? Do they feel like they need some actual burst damage to finish off kills? Because right now, they haven't got the best actual killing draft. Like, the Axe can blink, call, and kind of get kills with, like, a Shadow Wave, but in the mid to late game, you kind of need that, like, Queen of Pain type hero, a Puck, something to actually get these kills and do damage. Maybe a Puck is kind of like the way to go with this. The Invoker for KYXY could be a possibility, but no, it's a Meepo! KYXY, is this you? I think it is. This is a hero he plays. Oh, it's going to be Johnny. It's a Johnny hero. Oh, boy. You know, you're going to take on a team like Ehome. You're going to do so in style. Meepo comes out for GoDz. Johnny going to be on the Meepo. It looks like it'll be a KYXY Lycan. And then Ehome going to be running Inflame. It will be a support Bloodseeker. Or / jungle Bloodseeker, putting Wind Ranger maybe into Mushi's hands as a mid laner, as a higher takes a void. So here we go. Raise your keepos. As GoDz bring out something a bit different, something a bit spicier. Said they're kind of missing some damage and killing blows on heroes. Well, this will give it to them. As far as anti-Meepo heroes go, not much. I feel like if Ehome fall behind and this Meepo starts snowballing, it's not like you have a draft that can fall back on like a single target burst damage or AoE stuns to deal with the Meepo. You haven't got your Earthshakers, your Lions, your whatever it may be. Like heroes like Lina who are good against Meepo. Single target burst damage is what you need. So I feel like they need to do well early on. Mushi's Wind Ranger has got to have a lot of impact here. The AA could be nice for setting up kills. Like Void plus AA could be used to try and deal with this Meepo to some extent. But what a draft. GoDz. Making things happen here in Game 2. Player, speaking of GoDz, WWK, he needs to step up his game. Game 1, he's got the first blood on Juggernaut. That was the thing. He had the dream start for an off-lane solo Juggernaut last game. He gets first blood at the rune, killing the Skywrath Mage, and then he goes on like a 1, and then he dies 6 times in the offlane or something. It was the dream start for an offlaner. Any offlaner would die for that start. Didn't get the bounty room, but hey, he got a first blood. And then, yeah, it was a dual lane as well. Skywrath Slack, there's a lot of killing potential there. The silence is hard to deal with, but definitely was not expecting him to struggle as much as he did. But his axe is going to be supported by a Dazzle Vengeful Spirit, so this is looking like a much better game for him as far as getting stuff done here in Game 2, and they have drafted around him to a large extent. We'll see where Johnny looks to go in his Meepo. Has gone for a boots first build. We'll introduce our two teams here. Make use of this pause here. Oh, what are these lines? What are you drawing on the map? Oh, I got my glitchy minimap things. If anyone knows what causes this or how to get rid of this, like when I draw lines in the minimap, they spread. I don't know why it does that. So I get this weird... It looks like a panorama or something. It looks like a... Well, not panorama. It looks like a kaleidoscope. If anyone knows how to get rid of the kaleidoscope minimap drawings, that would be greatly appreciated. It does make some cool little drawings, I gotta say. I feel like a true artist when I can use this. If I draw on the map, they work fine. Can I draw... Wait. You better not... Okay, I can draw on the map. It's just not during pauses. It doesn't let me draw on the map. But if anyone knows how to get rid of that, tweet at me. Let me know. Tweet at BTS Gods. Or Facebook me, BTS Gods as well. But I don't know how that works. I'm not sure why it does that. It's a weird spectator bug of some kind. But as I was saying, we're going to introduce our teams. On the Dire side, it's going to be the big name, the Ehome brand, going to be played by Inflame, the captain, on the Bloodseeker. Yang, or ZYF, going to be on the Bristleback. Mushi, Feng, going to be on the Windranger. Ahayo, or OU, on the Faceless Void. And finally, DDC on the support Ancient Apparition. For the Radiant side, it's going to be Johnny on the Meepo. Ling on the Vengeful Spirit, WWK on the Axe, WTF or L playing the Dazzle, and then finally the last hero is the hero for KYXY, which was the Lycan, which I assume may be going mid, although Johnny Meepo, not a bad mid hero as well. But the fact he got boots first makes me think this is maybe going to be a safe lane Meepo, as far as giving him maybe some more safer guaranteed farm. That's the other thing. I feel like you don't want an offensive trialing with the Axe here because Meepo wants stacks, so we may see a Dazzle Axe go top, put Venge in the safe lane supporting the Meepo, and have him stack camps. Be it the big camp on the left or the big camp here. Meepo can do so himself when he's level 3 and has the double Meepo, but initially, you generally want to have a support helping out with some of those stacks. The more stacks, the better, end of the day, for a Meepo. There's an extended pause coming out here, unfortunately. Ehome, for those of you just tuning in, are the team to beat right now. They're 7-0, undefeated, and looking gosh darn good right now. This is a return to the Ehome brand, a team that a lot of people may... For the Dota 2 fans who've been following Dota 2 for a while, you may know a bit about Ehome. They were here, played in the first 2 TIs, did alright. Well, TI 1 obviously they did very well. They got all the way through to the grand finals. TI 2, they got top 8, I believe it was. I think they got... What was it? 5th, 6th place, I believe? They beat Orange Esports in that epic Wisp Tiny game where Mushi was farmed out of his mind on Morphling. Orange was ahead by about 20k gold, and then they lost. I think it was like a... I don't know if that was the lower bracket or what, but that was the elimination match where a huge comeback came from a Wisp Tiny, and then I think they lost their next match in the 5th, 6th place decider. So the Ehome team was around in Dota 2, but what this Ehome brand is most well known for those of you who aren't familiar with Ehome, was the Dota 1 days. Going back to like 2009 was the year of Ehome, and this team won everything. They won every single Dota 1 tournament out there. They were dominating SMM, going over to France to play in the ESWC. They had 7-1 who coached the DK team last year as well as is now coaching the new Ehome team. He was coaching them and would go around with this little black book of strategies and drafts and picks and bans and info and teams, and just... The Ehome were just the most serious Dota 1 team out there and would just beat everyone. This is probably the most famous brand in Dota. The brand with the most history, at least. So, for those of you who don't know Ehome, it is a big name. It's a big deal. And by 2009, I mean 2010. I think I said 2009, but it's the Ehome 2010. But a team that's been dominating throughout the Dota 1 days, throughout Dota 2, they did pretty well. They definitely had a good start. TI1, they were the best Chinese team, but back in the Dota 1 days, this is a historic team. So, bit of history there for you, you Dota buffs. And well, as it is right now, they're looking to rebuild that name. 7-1 once again in the coaching seat, and the horn ring, and things develop here as GoDz, the Meepo pick for them. They're looking to contest this top room, but a Bristle Bloodseeker, 2 very tanky ass heroes, and It's going to be the bounty rune going the way of the Bloodseeker, and bottom lane, Ahaya gets the double bounty rune. He gets the other one, and it's going to go to the Faceless Void. So things going to be developing here with a mid lane Wind Ranger versus Meepo matchup. They do put Johnny mid with boots first. Interesting. Normally you see like normally it'd be like the bottle rush here, so a bit of a different build from him. He's not going to get that poof, so it cancels it, and he's already taken heavy harass. This is a matchup where Wind Ranger should win. You've got the Null Talisman, triple branches, a lot of early game stats. Support's almost going to need to help out Johnny here. He does get a nice couple of CS there, but this is going to be a hard time for him to get up to his bottle, assuming that's what he wants to go for. Early Sentry Ward from Dave, and he's going to look to de-ward some of this vision for Ehome. Oh. KY, XY, and Ling are going to be going for that dual lane here. And you look at this jungle, a lot of it has been blocked off, knowing that the Meepo's power can come from catching up and farming those stacks. Johnny, though, doing a decent job of getting up to 400 gold here. At this stage, he's just looking to get as much CS as possible and take as little damage as possible. Top lane is the Dazzle Axe. With Lycanhal, these lanes all a bit more potent. Helps out Meepo in the mid lane with a bit of bonus damage. I mean, 43 base damage, give him that plus 14, and suddenly he can do a whole lot more. Axe, ooh, thinking about a call up top. Doesn't have his boots yet. Just going for the magic stick against the Bristleback in the early game. And bottom lane is going to be Lycan and Void juking it out. Poor man's shield on the Void means Lycan is actually not getting too much out of these trades. And yeah, it is the jungle Bloodseeker. Poor man's shield, Quelling Blade. He's been pulled a few tangos and just going to use that Blood Rage constantly to heal yourself back up as needed. So I've not seen the... Well, have seen the jungle Bloodseeker once by Vici Gaming's FY. And it did not go too well that game. So we'll see if it's any different this time around. I feel like the Lycan is going to struggle against the Rupture as mentioned. So that's part of the reason why this Bloodseeker pick is pretty potent. And nice little move by Inflame. Stops farming this camp to stack it as well as get the rune at top. So he's going to get himself a bounty rune, which is the second bounty rune for him in this game. And well, we'll see. Top lane, AA Bristleback against the Dazzle Axe, and I feel like this is a tough lane for the AA Bristleback. AA has to be very careful. We'll see Axe actually pull the creep wave away and decide against it. Doesn't have boots yet. That's going to be the timing. When Axe gets his boots, play fairly cautiously. Fang at middle lane, one ensnare. There's a one poof here as well. Doesn't quite have the damage to solo kill Mushi. Wants to kind of chip him down. If Mushi gets down to like 400 HP, then a double ensnare, double poof can kill him off. And that's where just casually harassing Mushi like once or twice every now and then is really going to pay off. Because he needs to constantly be full HP, otherwise he dies to Meepo. Meepo's killing potential, especially at level 4, and even more so at level 5 when he starts leveling up this poof, is tricky to deal with. All it's going to take is one support rotation as well. Avenge stun, a Dazzle with Meepo, fantastic as well. Haven't even mentioned that. The Shadow Wave onto multiple Meepos when you get an ensnare off, very strong. And the fact Dave actually de-warded this camp here, I think, you know, you want to have your Dazzle up top with the Axe, but if he could go mid for a quick gank on Mushi, you hit an ensnare, double poof with the Shadow Wave, that's a kill. That's your first blood. You get Meepo first blood, you're in a fantastic position. But right now, things going pretty safe and slow, but top lane, uh-oh, WWK in trouble. Gonna go for the TP out. I don't know if this is gonna work. He's getting a lot of spins. The Grave! Ooh, Dave now gonna TP out. First blood gonna be going the way of the Bloodseeker. Maybe Axe just needed to fight and hope for a spin. He even had a call. Surprised he didn't wait around for the call. There was a Grave to back him up. That was a... It feels like a moment of miscommunication almost. Johnny, gotta be careful. Power shot up, and if this hits... Uh-oh. Okay. 87 HP. He went through the other Meepo and went through some creeps, so that didn't get the full damage on it. But Mushi keeping this Meepo out of the lane, and... Well, Meepo number 1 gonna go back. Even has the bottle charges, but decides he wants to play it safe. Can always poof back in, and the stacks haven't begun just yet. Okay, they'll see it spawned and realize that was just a sentry blocking it, so it is back up here. High with haste. He's getting so much out of this off lane. He's level 4, about to hit level 5 against a dual lane as a solo hero. He's getting more than the Axe is, and he's solo. Axe has the support. This is where I feel you could leave the Axe, maybe get him some solo XP, and Dazzle needs to be ganking. The mid lane needs to be stacking some pull camps. And oh, by the way, he's going to get scouted up by Ahaya, who's going to go in and look for some bashes. He has gone full offensive here. Ahaya actually has 2 points in the bash. Doesn't get any, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would have been a sad, sad day for the Dazzle. And lanes just don't seem to be going all too well for GoDz. And the two supports both under-leveled compared to Ehome, who are all level 4+, and This Ohio Void is about to hit level 5. We'll get zoned out now with the supports coming in as well. And once again, Meepo, I think he's taken quite a bit of damage. Spending a lot of time sending these Meepos back to base to heal. Has not been stacking up camps. No stacks anywhere for Meepo. And again, Void. Still just level 4, but he wants to go in. He gets the bash now. There's a Meepo and snare, but this is an easy time walk out. The power shot! Oh, Mushi almost gets the snipe there from long range. Level 3 power shot doing a lot of damage there to Dabe. And Johnny now going to fall back to at least to start doing some stacks. Generally, this is what you want to do. Have one Meepo mid, have the other stacking, and if a kill opportunity presents itself, you can always poof this Meepo in between stacks. Higher now, still just level 4. I feel like he's given up a bit on this bottom lane getting XP, and it's because, well, guess what? Here comes Bloodseeker. Ling, no TP out, can't really run from the Rupture. He's as good as dead. Ohio gonna get the kill, and there we go. Level 5 even gets another point in the time lock, prioritizing that over the time walk. He wants damage output now, and he's gonna actually use this stack here. Uh-oh. Mid lane. AA and Wind Ranger team up. They bring down the Meepo, and all this is going on. Ohio taking some nice farms and stacks here. He's going to get level 6 in no time at all at this rate. So all lanes, it feels like, going pretty decently for Ehome. We get off to a quick 3-0 lead. It looks like the Axe going to DC from the game, forcing the auto pause now to come into play. This Void is getting very scary considering he's meant to be an offlaner. I mean, I guess he's less farm than all 3 of the core heroes on GoDz, but he was meant to be sacked. He was... I mean, you got the Bloodseeker farming too. That's the other thing. Essentially, there's 4... Dire heroes getting good farm. AA even has 9 CS. He took over the mid lane for a little bit. He's going to have level 6 in no time at all. All these levels just starting to accumulate. The lowest level hero on this Dire side is level 5. Void's almost halfway level 6. AA almost halfway to level 6. The Radiant supports level 3.5. Level 3 flat. This is really worrisome for GoDz. They need to get some kills using the Meepo/Axe, I guess. I'm trying to think, like, they need to get some kills to catch up on levels, and who's actually going to set that up? Meepo's one of the heroes who can do so. He's got treads, but this is a stage of the game where Meepo wants to farm stacks. You need space creators, and Axe is the closest thing to being a space creator, but he's kind of... can't really go ganking on his own. He needs the supports to be with him. He needs the setup. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger anytime soon, so maybe this is just GoDz playing ultra safe and defensive until they get the Axe Blink. It seems like maybe the best option for them. Well, Axe is going to reconnect, and looks like both the teams are ready. We'll get things back underway. Mushi and Ohio taking on some of their previous teammates, KYXY and Ling, of former Orange Esports fame, and oh, there we go. Bristleback kills the Axe at top lane, somehow manned up and fought him. Okay. Mushi at mid lane, meanwhile, still pressuring things here, as the unpause comes unexpectedly. Meepo, he's struggling at mid. He's going to get the Observe Wards off the Courier and use that to help himself out. So Meepo going to run into Inflame here. He is level 7. 3 points in the Thirst, and Rupture is available. But he's trapped in a bad spot. Going to get shackled up. Here comes your Bloodseeker with a silence. Will it hit in time? No. Close, but no cigar. WWK TP'd into, well, probably the worst spot he could TP into. Bloodseeker, once the last hit, will get in. He heals himself back up a little bit using that Blood Rage. Meepo TPs once more into the lane, but not much he can do. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the push is on. There is a Void looking to kind of draw this creep wave away. This is actually a cool little play. He's going to take this creep wave on a little journey. Meander on through the Radiant jungle with this creep wave. Now KYXY may be forced to pop his ultimate if he's not careful. Ice Blast is there. This is going to get both. KYXY in trouble, gets bashed up. No, he didn't get hit by the Ice Blast. Ohio wants the kill, and this Grave is about to wear off, and he's going to get the kill on KYXY. Bristleback still alive as well on 100 HP. 2 dead at the bottom lane, and GoDz find themselves down 0 kills to 7. Ehome going to be thrilled with how things started off here. Everyone has reached level 6 as far as supports go. Everyone is getting decent farm. Even the AA as a hard support is level 6. And going to find himself an empty top lane. He is up against the Axe up here, so he may have to back off when he sees his Axe, who can zone him out pretty well, but this is not how you want your Meepo play to work. This is not a kind of comeback hero, per se. I mean, it is to some sense if you have space creators, but this is a game where it feels like Meepo is the one who's meant to be creating space for Lycan to split push. until Axe has a blink, he's not really able to help the Meepo catch up or really even able to fight around the Meepo. So doesn't feel like GoDz have a plan B with this for a slow start. Ehome now at bottom lane with a Chronosphere ready to go. Could be calling for an Ice Blast fairly soon, saying, look, I can kill this Lycan, I just need the Ice Blast, and he's going to fall into the jungle. Inflame is there, and Rupture is available. They're going to go for it. KYXY going to pop the ultimate. Okay. They're going to silence him up, but he has already got the ultimate off. Problem is he can't run. There's Rupture. He'll just die to that. Popping the ultimate not going to help when you're Ruptured, because you can't run anyway. Meanwhile, bottom river, Mushi look to fight things out here. He's gone to Midas already completed. 9 minutes in with Boots, Bottle, and Midas up. Top lane being pushed down all over the map. Ehome are just accomplishing stuff. Be it kills, be it tower pressure, be it forcing TPs out, forcing rotations. They are the ones just... Everyone is creating space. Where you just look at GoDz and no one's creating space. No one's accomplishing much. WWK is trying to do what he can here at the mid lane. Mushi actually will take a bit of damage, but gets rid of the Battle Hunger quite nicely. And just a level 1 Battle Hunger, but still pesky to have. So top lane, here comes the tower kill, and Bristleback going to get that. That's his Vanguard. Looks to be going for maybe like a Crimson Guard Rush, or even just the casual Vanguard, a nice item to have, especially at 10 minutes in, with a Treads Vanguard Magic Wand pickup. The Ice Blast goes flying through, and I'm not going to see too much more out of that one. KYXY shows himself at the top lane, and he's going to have backup here. Yang, ZYF does need to be a bit careful. It seems to be bottom lane where Bloodseeker is headed. He's been the one constantly roaming around. This does not look like a support Bloodseeker. He's been jungling, getting a ton of farm. Silence on Link, going for the TP out. Needs a bash. Can he get it? No. Got about 2 right clicks off there, and, well, 20% chance on the bash is not enough for Ohio, but they still more and more pressure. These hero levels, level 4 supports at 10 minutes into the level 7. Minimum level on Ehome, level 7 on the AA. That is worrisome. Johnny's picked up Ogre Club. He's just going to be rushing the Ag Scepter, I imagine, as your kind of standard Meepo build, and just trying to tank up as much as possible for himself and his Meepo illusion. Some good damage coming out with the Ice Blast, and Johnny just going to, yeah, poof back to base. He's like leaving one Meepo at Fountain just because of how bad the situation is with this game. I don't know what the plan is. You try sneak a Roshan maybe if you're GoDz. Smoke into Roshan with the Venge plus Lycan. Other than that, I don't know what else you do. You can't really smoke into a fight here. You've got no good initiation. Just the level 1 ensnare. No blink on your axe. Magic Missile is like your only kind of reliable initiation. Even that has got a pretty short cast range. You can see here. That is not exactly long range initiation. So at this point, you can't fight. You can't really gank too easily. You maybe just try sneak a Roshan. But doing so is hard. You've got to get past Ehome, who have kind of surrounded the mid lane and the Radiant jungle. Smoking past them is not going to be an easy feat, and, well, GoDz, it looks like they may be going to try and fight here, but how equipped they are to do so, we'll have to find out. Meepo has no TP, so they're fighting without him, and he's a lot of their damage if they want to try and fight. KYXY in the trees. Going to get hit by the Shackle, get graved up. They're not going to follow this one up. They don't want to dive. Too many heroes are here. Inflame is Blade Mailed up. The Ice Vortex is going to cover his retreat, as it looks like he's going to quickly realize this is maybe not the fight to take. Ohio's now showing up. He's brought a creep wave with him, says the more the merrier here in the mid lane. So they see him coming, ready with a Chronosphere, but just because you see him coming does not mean you can find him. That's the thing. Ehome are kind of just swarming the mid lane and not hiding the fact that they're down here. They're very transparent about the fact that they are here looking to gank and fight. There we go. Catch Meepo and a Chronosphere. Not the Chronosphere he was looking for, he was trying to get more. But Grave is on cooldown. Johnny... Oh, he gets the poof out. 45 HP. But just barely gets out of there. Ohio now in a bit of trouble here. Whoa, doesn't get dunked. The silence comes into play, but it's still a kill. They will get the counter kills on the Axe and the Vengeful Spirit. Now the chase is on, looking for the Bloodseeker. Inflame just going to turn and fight. But KYXY with the lifesteal still fairly healthy. And no mana for a Shackle for another couple of seconds here. First good fight of the game, coming off of an average Chronosphere. The fact Johnny escaped as well was the big thing there. If he died, it's probably worth it for Ehome, but 2-for-2 trade going the way of the Malaysian squad, or the fully Malaysian squad, with Ehome being a mixed Malaysian-Chinese team. ZYF, though, he's not done. He wants this tier 1, and with a Crimson Guard already complete, he probably gets this. Why not? Easy. Alright, no deny coming in. Yang turns his back on them. The Axe is going to force him forward, and Yang actually may be in over his head. He pops a Crimson Guard, but that's not going to save his life. Axe gets the dunk, wants some more, but Mushi, already having backed off, is going to be in the clear. Well, Meepo And damage from Geostrike starting to kind of add up a little bit. You can have that Crimson Guard, but the Geostrike damage does, I believe Geostrike does go through. I believe that's actually a, yeah, the slow goes through Magic Immune. Obviously that's something that works. I think the actual damage itself is not ignored by Crimson Guard. I'm not sure. Crimson Guard and the Geostrike damage is a weird little mechanic, but you can see there, even with the Crimson Guard on, that Meepo was doing a lot of damage to the Bristleback. And still got the poofs and all. Not to mention the Dazzle Heal Bomb. Dazzle Heal Bomb on Meepo, not something to be underestimated. Suddenly this Meepo is level 11. Almost got his Ag Scepter. And not to mention the Dazzle Heal Bomb. You've got Howl on the Meepos. You've got a lot of firepower. And, well, Ehome going to go into Roshan themselves. I think this is a good move. You want to take Roshan yourself before GoDz try and sneak it. They smoke in there with Venge Lycan. There is very quick and easy Roshan take for GoDz themselves. But that would have to require Ehome to be unaware and not be scouting it out. So Ehome say, look, we're done messing around. We've kind of threw away a small portion of our lead. We've shared a little bit of our cake, but we've still got the majority of it, and they're going to look to increase their share here at the bottom lane. Start taking some more objectives. Mushi now with a completed Maelstrom, and he's very, very farmed. Top of the net worth chart, just slightly ahead of his own teammates. The Bristleback and the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker in flame. Oh my gosh, this jungle Bloodseeker has worked out fantastically. It's good to see, because the first time I saw this from FY, it was unimpressive, got dealt with really well, and this game around, it seems there was a much more clear plan. Pick it to counter the Lycan. As soon as Inflame is ready to start ganking, he ganked top before he was level 6, and then once he hit level 6, he was ganking the Lycan constantly. So, very clear strategy involving the Bloodseeker, which it seemed Vici Gaming didn't have when they just decided, oh, we just want to jungle Bloodseeker this game. Top lane is where the Ice Blast is going to be headed. And it seems they maybe want to defend this one. Here comes the blast. It's going to be an early TP. Should force him back. The Vengeful Spirit gets out of it. And will probably TP, it looks like. Yep, just barely does get out of there. And some Ehome heroes stay around in the enemy jungle. Mushi going to farm it up here. And Axe really pressing his luck. Lingering with a Blink Dagger now complete. So, important item. WWK to have to give GoDz some kind of fight potential. Johnny going to get close to his Aghanim Scepter. Still such a tough game. Playing comeback anytime as a Meepo is never fun. Bottom lane, KYXY, Shackle, Ice Blast, brought down. If you're playing from behind, under-leveled, and just not ahead on farm as a Meepo, it's always so tough. You need to be ahead on, like, you need to be the highest level in the game, essentially, on this hero. And right now, he's 2 levels behind Mushi. He's behind farm on 3 different enemy heroes. This is just not a place you want to be. Mushi now going to get... Oh, not Mushi. Yeah, Mushi as well as a high going to catch out Johnny, and down goes your Meepo. The Observer Ward vision for Ehome, just too much to deal with. The entire time Yang's just up top. He's pressuring the tier 2 tower and has Aegis in hand, so there's no real threat to his life as he picks up a Sanj. And both him and Bloodseeker both looking so tanky right now. Axe can blink in, but can't really get this kill without someone like the Meepo plus Dazzle for the heal bomb. Not to mention the Meepo to lock the Bristleback in place. And Ehome looking good. The team that recently won the D2L in Vegas under the name of LV Gaming, now sporting the Ehome brand. Finding their footing here. Well, they've done more than that. They're crushing the playing field in the Dota 2 Asia Championships. 8-0 should they win this game. Still have a lot of the tougher opponents to verse. Looking at probably CDEC and HGT as 2 of the favorites in the Asia qualifiers. Teams that are kind of on the cusp of... teams that actually take games and constantly battle the tier 1 teams. Your LGDs, your Vici Gamings. We saw HGT in the grand finals of I-League just not long ago. Even if they fell flat there, they did beat Vici Gaming twice during I-League. So you got to say HGT is one of those teams you look out for. CDEC, a team to look out for as well, and there's still these opponents awaiting Ehome, so don't want to hype up this undefeated streak too much just yet, but it's definitely a fantastic start, and well, I mean, you can't have anything better right now as far as momentum going their way, and using different picks along the way. They're not just sticking with the same thing, it seems. They're kind of adapting to their opponents and just experimenting with their own drafts and seeing what exactly can work for them. Developing their own playstyle as a fairly new team. Mushi and Ahaya have been playing with them for a few weeks now, and it seems to be working out well for the Ehome squad. Crew will make it back to base. That's the accept of Meepo. So he gets out the extra Meepo. Uh-oh, Axe forced to run out of the silence. He doesn't really want to fight this one. The Ice Blast is going to be there, and, well, that's the end of his life. A Grave wouldn't have even saved him because of the Ice Blast. Now Yang going to lose his Aegis, perhaps. Does get off the Crimson Guard. He's going to have that second life coming in soon, but Johnny's there waiting for him. Someone needs to go in. It's going to be a Void with a Chronosphere. Catches them out. Takes a lot of damage from the Hill Bomb, but Dave walks in. And now it's going to be a dead Meepo. Ahaya still standing. That Mask of Madness making him take extra damage, but it doesn't seem to matter. Bloodseeker's got a couple more, and it's a full team wipe. 18 kills to 3, 19 minutes. GG is called. Ehome undefeated, 8-0 now. They're going deep into this Dota 2 Asia Championship, making their mark known. They want to get to that LAN finals where over $1.6 million is up for grabs. The first step is getting there. This is just a qualifier. They're looking to join the likes of Na'Vi, Hellraisers, as well as Power Rangers, who will be representing Europe. One of those three teams in the main event, 2 of them in the wildcard matches. Then you've also got Cloud9, who are going to be representing, quote-unquote, America. And, well, we're going to find out who's going to be representing Asia over the next 4 to 5 days. We're here on day 2 of 6, and Ehome, they're looking good. Looking absolutely fantastic. So that does it. Our second round of matches, well, for myself, is done. There's plenty of other Dota 2 games going on. A quick show of what's going on there. Check out the other streams, but there's Mineski vs. Dream Gaming going on. There should be some other round 2 matches, maybe in between Game 1 and Game 2. So we've got BTS 2 going on with Invasion vs. Speed Gaming. That's Zyclops streaming over there. We've got Lie Gaming vs. CDEC being cast by EGADS on BTS 3. I believe Basekip is streaming the Mineski vs. Dream Gaming series over on twitch.tv/Basekip. So check out some of those other streams, guys. That does it for my round 2 match. I'm going to be casting Speed Gaming versus Big God. Zhao8/Burning/Lamb/ROTK's team up next. That game not scheduled to start for some time, because this series was bloody fast. So we're going to have a bit of a break before the next series, guys. Check out the other streams. Check out them, or check out Dota TV if you want to watch in there. But for now, guys, that's me. I'm going to have to restart the stream in some time as well to get the 5-minute delay back on, so we can sync up Dota TV with Twitch. But we'll do so. No picnics, and, well, that's it. If you guys want to follow me, give me any feedback, tweet at me, at BTSGods. For now, though, guys, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, it's Big God versus Speed Gaming.